All right, here we go. Bricc Baby, welcome back to VladTV.
Don't be late.
Yeah.
We back.
You've always been on time, too.
Hey, man, don't tell Adam that, please.
Okay.
They already say when we get over here with you, we acting like Ivy League students and all that, then we go back and act like hoodlums around Adam, bro.
That's funny.
I know you seen the narrative out there. They push it.
That is too funny, man. Well, the first thing we got to talk about is what Adam's calling the great no-jumper brawl of 2024.
Yeah, definitely the J. Reed gate. You know, he like to put gate at the end of shit.
Oh.
This is definitely an eye-opener.
Yeah, and look, I had Wack here a couple days ago, and he broke down what happened from his point of view. From the outside looking in, it looked insane. With the most crazy part is when that one dude got his pants taken off.
Yeah, because I was playing when I said I wanted to do that to Luce Cannon. Luce Cannon, he taking my idea. He taking being me to a whole new level. He was trying to do something to that man. He was trying to get his first piece of pussy and a buka buka on the side, bro.
That was crazy. And I think, like, Luce Cannon had his gun out at the time. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Well, I mean, it looked like a gun in the video. I'm not telling on anyone. It's in the video.
Yeah, see, my whole thing was Wack. He did what I can do, what I can say. However the situation was going, when he felt that he was at fault, he did tell him, like, don't do that, Luce. Come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think he wanted it to go there. Now, a little intimidation and put the fire up under somebody's ass with having 20 people there, I think that's more what Wack was going for with that press. And it went left, so he had to throw Luce up under the bus like he didn't have nothing to do with it.
Yeah, it was insane. And a lot of people thought that the dude getting stripped was Wack, but it's not.
Yeah, dude, that's his
A lot of people, like, all through my comments, ask Wack why he got his pants taken down. And it's like, no, that's not Wack.
People don't understand that Wack got a giganton, man. If it would have been Wack, you would have seen the whole lot. Never mind.
No Diddy.
Well, no should.
What Wack explained during our interview was that he wasn't involved in it. He saw what was happening. Luce Cannon was talking to this other dude, and he said the other guy said on Gangsters, which is, a Trey. And then Luce turned into the whole Rolling 60s thing on Neighborhood, and that started to escalate things into a gang, situation as opposed to just a regular conversation. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Well, you and I were not there.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but this is where two gang members, well, one of them is misinformed. Every time somebody say gangsters don't mean A Trey. He from 11A Gangsters. Yeah, they fall up under that card, but it's gangsters we get along with. You got 8-7 Gangsters. You got the 4 Deuce and 4 Treys, and we lightweight cool with them. You get what I'm saying? Just because somebody gangsters you don't mean that they diss the neighborhood. So that's out. Every street dude know. But you got B-Rad with Luce Cannon acting like he grew up around the area, so he might not understand full terminology of what's really going on. Because that was like the weirdest shit to crash out over. Now, I did see J. Reed's interview with Compton Rick Rock. You hip to that piece of content?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, I saw it.
The exposers, if you hear about the exposers, who's the ringleader?
Wack.
Okay. He went to go do some paperwork about having a show with Mozzie from Dodge Network, Travis Ford, which is Mozzie's assistant, and Wack, which is the head of the exposers. The paperwork was supposed to be about the exposers, right? That's the business that they had together.
Okay.
From the interview. So at what point was it Luce Cannon's position to yay or nay what happens to this dude that's coming to do business with the exposers? Wack is the main exposer. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, although Wack said that he didn't have any business with these guys.
Well, in the interview, he says that he's going to go pull up on Wack. He didn't say he was pulling up on Luce Cannon. He knew that he was pulling up on Wack and Luce Cannon.
Okay.
To talk about, I'm not trying to get him in trouble, but they always try to get me in trouble. So we got to call the spade a spade. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Even if, okay, eliminate that. He didn't have any business. I bring some dudes up here, right? I'm somewhat of an employee at Vlad or whatever. It's my third time.
Yeah, you're a contractor.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
pay you,
so
we do business together.
So now, I'm responsible for anybody that comes to the door with me, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay, so now, if my guys are here and they do something here, you would be like, Bricc, well, I thought you had control of your people. You were supposed to nip it in the bud no matter what the situation was. So let's just say he didn't have no business. This is where you stop any dude from doing anything and tell them this not the grounds of which we gonna handle that type of business. Fair to say.
Right, but things started to kind of escalate very quickly.
Yeah, because you got, hey, I'm trying to tell you, hype. It was a play. That was what's supposed to happen the whole time.
You're saying that fight was supposed to happen.
Why else call him up to no jumper and have an argument with him?
Okay.
If you knew that you were having an argument, you could have debated that over the phone. Whatever you got messed up in the paperwork or whatever Mozzie haven't did, this ain't gangbanging. You could go ahead and dispute that on the phone. It ain't no point in no pull-ups if y'all not getting along.
Yeah, the story is very convoluted.
Yeah.
And people are going to say different versions of the story because obviously there's liability and so forth. Like, they're talking about suing. Adam's concerned about that. Hopefully that can get worked out without going in that direction.
Well, I just feel that Adam didn't have nothing to do with it.
Like he wasn't even there.
Yeah, I don't even think that, and I'm not the last say, so I'm not the judge or nothing, but I don't think that Adam should even be included in a lawsuit due to him not being around, him not inviting Luce Cannon there, and you get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It happening across the property line. So
yeah, that's right. I heard it happened in someone else's parking lot.
Yeah, so we don't own anything in the parking lot. So when you go outside in the park, well, I don't own anything, but the people I work for, they don't own that part. So that happened somewhere else.
Like Luce Cannon, was he a regular on No Jumper, or was he just an every so often guy that came through, or what exactly is the connection between Luce Cannon and No Jumper? Wack.
He just Wack boy, and Wack could throw him on the show from time to time. I guess he trying to get him out there with the content or whatever. They going to go sign their whole YouTubes over to these little media companies now and taking $100,000 and not getting their money for 2 years. They running little jugs. They probably trying to pump him up to go get some money out of one of these deals.
Okay. What was Adam's overall reaction when all this happened?
Honestly, Adam's reaction was the same reaction that you get out of Adam most of the time when drama that he doesn't want to occur in his building. He kind of was like, he wasn't swift to talk about it. Then he like, man, I think somebody got jumped. You know what I mean? Like he hit me like, damn, I think somebody just got jumped up there. Like, you know what I mean? Like on some startled, you could tell, like, damn, what the fuck happened at my place of business as soon as I left type shit.
I mean, have you ever seen someone get their clothes stripped, like, in that video before?
Yeah. I mean, it's like dehumanizing somebody.
Right.
Like, you
That's
get
the way
what
I
I'm
saw it,
saying?
yeah.
It's like an act where we want to humiliate the op, and you know what I'm saying? We in jail or we robbing them or something. Like, strip, nigga. All of it. You might got money in your drawers. We want to crack out your ass. Like, strip. Dead homies. Like, I've seen it.
You've
Like,
seen it.
It ain't cool, but it's like, in some situations when you don't want to miss nothing and you try to make sure a dude don't got no weapon and all that stuff, okay, strip, put that shit back on. But like, yeah, he was just trying to humiliate him. And it's like, you didn't even know the dude that you made strip. You just over-exaggerating this situation because wasn't that like the alleged preacher man?
Yeah, exactly.
So he for sure didn't have nothing to do with nothing. It just was like you came with him. Like
he was just there.
Yeah.
Wrong place, wrong time.
I ain't get that. I feel like with his size, like him being a heavier set dude, they might have thought that he was there as like some reinforcement types, you know?
Right, and Wack himself was not involved in the fight. He said that once it happened, his team put him in the car and just kind of kept him there until it was over.
Well, he wasn't involved with the fight, but see, he needs to stop talking. He needs to stop talking. If he'll stop talking, then they can just go with what they have. You putting 10 stories out. You saying that you wasn't involved in the fight. Your team put you in the car, but you were right there when Luce. You get what I'm saying? When Luce drew down with whatever it was, BB gun, etc. You know what I mean? But
Right.
whatever he did, you was right there to tell him no. So you need to stop talking because you're contradicting yourself on accident.
So is Luce Cannon banned from No Jumper at this point or no?
It's not my business. It's not my place.
It's Adam's call.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
from the looks of things, I think I got the same shit that you got from Adam's post, and then this week's Adam and Wack show. It was Luce Cannon didn't pull up. His team is Luce Cannon's team, so I don't even want to start there. But Luce Cannon's usually there when he pulls up.
Yeah, man, it's unfortunate. It's not something that any business owner wants.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, No Jumper is starting to become known for this type of thing, with all the various fights over the years, inside and outside the building. It's definitely setting up a tone that I don't think Adam should, embrace on any level. I know it's cool to have some drama and go viral, but not for that.
Nah, it definitely, I think that's why I said it's been an eye-opening week for bro. But, I'm pretty sure that that's where he's been at mentally anyway. It's just, I think he got light on security because nothing has been happening recently. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm going to keep it real. It wasn't no security there on our end. Maybe like a day or two out the week they might come, but like when he got a slow day like the Adam day when he's not bringing security. So I feel like he's been lax with that situation. You know what I mean? And this coming out of left field was just like, oh, damn. I probably do need to be on it more because we haven't been going by the 3 people rule and all that. And I feel like at first I didn't understand what the 3 people rule was about. And I don't even crowd the studio. It's like, first of all, you got 10 people talking while you trying to do content in the hallway. You got 10 different attitudes out there, and then you never know who else is about to do an interview or who else is going to shoot a piece of content where they're bringing another crowd of people up there, and you don't never know what another man, you know what I mean? It could be over a female. It could be 2 hoods that get along, but these dudes, you know what I mean, added over a bitch.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. And unfortunately, it sets up a tone at No Jumper that I think certain people are concerned about going there. I remember when I had my last interview at No Jumper, and I had my security with me, and he was armed. And, like Adam's security go outside. He's like, all right, I need to frisk y'all. And I'm like, my security has a gun on him. Well, he can't bring it in here. I said, we're not coming in then.
For sure.
We're not coming in.
For sure.
I'm like, you could either call Adam and get it cleared, or I'm going back to my car.
Yeah, and going back.
I'm not going in there unarmed because I don't know who's in there. Adam's definitely not setting me up. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Adam's actually my friend.
Yeah.
But I don't know who's in there. I could have someone in there who hates my guts.
You had the same conversation. Was this the tall, slim dude
Yeah.
at the time? Yeah.
Yeah.
You had the same. I had the same convo with him, and I'm showing him the text like, look, I already told Adam what's up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have somebody that's armed with me. I ain't never been here. He like, oh, I don't feel comfortable. We had it out, and I still end up, like, Adam end up calling or whatever and say, let my security guard in or whatever the case is. But that's essentially what we beefed about the whole time he was working at No Jumper. Was him not trusting me in the building. And I'm like, bro, you just a blood and don't want a Crip to have a gun in your building, bro. You got to get over that. You know what I mean? But that's neither here nor there.
You talking about Wack?
Nah, the security.
Oh, security's a blood?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a blood, and he like, oh, I don't trust. I'm like, bro, you not doing that to everybody. So I'm starting to feel like you got some type of bias against me and my movement. You get what I'm saying? And I could have been over whooping, as they say, but you know.
Well, there was a rumor that Wack was fired from No Jumper. That's not true. He actually addressed all that in my interview recently. Him and Adam seem to be rocking together still, and I think that's a good combination.
Yeah.
I like Adam and Wack together.
Yeah, I think that it definitely should just be a warning issued out to Wack, because they do got like a good thing going on. And I know he ain't gonna shut it down over that, but I bet you he changed how Wack moves when he comes around.
Yeah, and a lot of people think like I'm stealing hosts from No Jumper. Like that's just not true. In fact, when I started doing stuff with Wack and with you, I actually reached out to Adam.
Yeah,
and we had a conversation about it.
All you do is y'all rotate together. That's what
We're
media
rotating,
partners
yeah.
do.
If he wants Boosie on a show, they work out a deal. If he wants Michael Jai White, if he wants Ari Spears, I would never stop them on any level.
Yeah,
but I just made the call just out of courtesy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's like, I got a list of questions for your people that, you know what I mean, you might not have covered, or I want to cover, and I want to ask it my own way. You're entitled to that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so what happens when the same person hits Say Cheese back on Fig? Like, oh, it's no problem.
Yeah, no, it's other people that are like trying to say that. Like Adam's never said it, I've never said it. But since I've seen these little videos floating around, I feel like I gotta address it.
Yeah.
Well, look, luckily nobody got seriously injured in that whole fight. Seems like people got a few bruises here and there, and there's some embarrassment, but nobody got shot. Nobody went to the hospital. Nobody got like seriously hurt. So, people can let their bruises heal up, and hopefully they'll just take this learning lesson moving forward.
I do too, but it's just a stigma of if it's somebody around that got some money after you got your ass whooped, they going to go chase it. You get what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, I hope that he heals up and just goes on about his business, but it's just like, it's like a gold mine to him now. In their head, they want to sue. You get what I'm saying? I hope that they don't, but it's just like, whoever down the line, I don't know if that's what they want to do. I ain't been in the mix of all of that, but it just seems like the way that he's acting, and he's trying to like still put No Jumper in the mix, and he knows that the play had nothing to do with No Jumper. You get what I'm saying? It's like, I hope that he just heals and goes on about his business, but what I'm trying to say is, a broke motherfucker see somebody with some money, they finna try to get in the dough.
Right, but you also need to get a lawyer that will take it on.
Yeah, they gotta take the case. We don't, like I said, I don't know the law. I don't know what part of the law
They gotta take the case. They gotta show that Adam somehow was involved in this,
and they can't do that.
And it didn't happen inside of No Jumper.
Yeah,
none of the people.
But they could sue Luce and.
Yeah, but Luce Cannon is not a No Jumper employee.
But they could still sue Luce.
Well, they can sue him, yeah.
Yeah. But I was
good
saying
luck
no
with that, though. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
how much, legal money Luce has in his, on his books. But that's the problem with suing somebody. What's that?
He's still a legal millionaire.
Okay, I don't know about all that. I don't know.
He got 20 subways and 80 Airbnbs.
What?
Man.
That's what he says? Okay, I haven't heard that part. All I know is like when Luce Cannon started saying that Big U backdoored Nipsey and all that, I'm like, nah. Like, I'm not. All this is nonsense. Me and Big U even had a conversation about it. And I said, man, I'm sorry you're getting dragged into this fake storyline. Not that I have anything to do with it, because I've never interviewed Luce Cannon or anything else like that. But I just as someone I'm cool with, I said, I'm sorry that this is the story that's going out and people are running with it, because I remember every conversation I've ever had with Big U, he's always spoken positively about Nipsey.
Yeah.
Every time. Our interview, nothing negative about Nipsey.
Yeah.
Personal conversations, nothing negative about Nipsey ever.
Yeah.
And I respect Big U a lot.
I feel like they had whatever differences they had when Nip was alive, and they got over that shit. I've been around for a minute, so I don't feel like that even carried on to, you know what I mean? Like, that's a crazy, just imagine you raising this young dude, y'all fall out about some business stuff. Yeah, it's all type of rumors around the 60s that that's what we do to each other when we jealous or whatever. But just imagine basically raising a dude from 18 years old and then wiping him just because out of feeling. And going to, like, you act like out of all this business and all of these years of them traveling and doing certain events together, it's a certain level of respect to where it's like, man, I might not like him, but I ain't gonna get him out the way. I watched the kid grow. You get what I'm saying? They act like people don't got no hearts out here, bro.
Well, and the person who killed Nipsey Hussle has been convicted of the murder. Big U's name never came up in the trial.
Not a call log, not a
nothing. Not a nothing. You would think that in a case this serious where you're facing life in prison, if it really was a murder for hire, like people are trying to say it is, which is nonsense, that person would probably come forward to try to get their time reduced.
They said that his EDD card, I mean, not his EDD card, his EBT card had like 40,000 on it. And somehow they pay. I said, so you mean to tell me he threw his life away because the nigga loaded his EBT card up? Like, y'all gotta come on with some more motherfucking, like, y'all gotta get it together. Like, when was the payment? Then it was a white guy there that handed him the gun all of a sudden. Like, it's just so much going on with that story. And I'm not smiling because of what happened. I'm smiling because Luce Cannon's a fucking idiot.
Have you and Shitty Cuz ever had a conversation?
Afterward?
Like, since he's been locked up?
We was in jail at the same time, but he was in high power.
No, but I meant, have you ever, like, called him, visited him, anything else like that?
No, I haven't. I struck him. He struck me a kite in the county. I struck him back. Yeah, I mean, I got a song about that stuff that I never released just because I ain't never want to go in. I just, I had told him, like, I don't agree with what you doing. You still my little brother, but I don't agree. Because I didn't want the kite to get caught or nothing like that, so I ain't go into detail. I don't know if you did or didn't, you know what I mean? But I just, like, I don't agree with the actions that took place, bro. But, you know what I mean? You still my little brother. I can't change that.
I mean, would you have a conversation with him now?
For the world to hear?
Well, a private conversation.
I hear him out. Yeah, I holler at him. You know what I mean? I talk to him. You know what I mean? Because don't nobody know what the fuck he was thinking.
He's never talked.
And he's been on recorded phone calls, so I don't think he's been able to express to anybody what was going on.
Well, I mean, can't really explain a situation like that.
Yeah.
No matter what you say, it's not going to go over well.
Yeah, it ain't. It ain't.
See,
it ain't.
It's like,
but I mean, to your, like, he could tell somebody that he grew up with, like, hey, bro, I was going through this, that, and the other, and then I went through
possibly.
this. Like, it was fucked up, but that's what happened. You know what I mean? And all we can do is take that and move on with it, or, you know?
Yeah, I had a Freeway Ricky Ross here recently, and he said that he wished he could have had a conversation with Nipsey about how to be rich in the hood.
Yeah.
Because he felt like he got rich and he didn't necessarily move the way he was supposed to move. Because he's like, you know, asking guys about, you know, snitch allegations is not what you do when you're rich in the hood. It's just not, you know, it's a dangerous thing to talk about.
Yeah, it is.
And, you know, as opposed to that, he could have been, hey, how you know, hey, you hungry? Let me get you some food. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, here's some T-shirts. You know what I mean? No
Shoot
mention
him
of,
on.
yeah.
You gotta play your role with him. Oh yeah. Oh, we'll figure. I heard he asked about a feature. Oh, we'll figure it out, bro. You already know.
Yeah, you know, I mean, give him the usual industry answer.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Whatever, give him a pound, take some photos, whatever.
And get him
keep
up
it
out
moving.
your face. And then if you didn't like what was going on, you say what you say. You spin off and say, tell somebody else, hey, y'all go. Remove him off. Don't bring my name up or nothing. Just get him up out of here. Make sure he make it to his car safe.
Yeah, and
without, you know what I'm saying, without argument.
But you don't even have to do that because they're in a public area.
Yeah,
you know
but it's just like if you felt threatened
Yeah.
At this point in your position of power, if you felt that you didn't like this person and he couldn't kick it, it's ways to even shimmy him off without even knowing that he's been, you know what I mean? Like, hey, yeah, we all about to leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? We about to get it together. Or Nip need this clear. It's a truck by. You could have said whatever, bro, to get him away for that time. And I'm not, the craziest thing to me is I always think like, dang, what was Nip thinking after the play went down? Because obviously he's seeing one of his homeboys, little homies, and this shit going on. I just like, what was running through your head after the play went down? You know what I mean? Not just, that's just shit that I sit back on the bed, like when I think about it, I'm like, damn. Like after that, I just wonder like, what was going through your head? Like what was going through your head before, but like afterwards, it's just like so much because that's my boy, and I'm like, do you feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, was I a part of your last thoughts because of the betrayal that went on right there? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. It was a sad situation. And you said that if you ever run into Black Sam, you wanted to like have a long talk with him.
I did. I ran into him already.
You're not talking about the altercation situation.
Yeah.
That.
But we talked right afterwards for like 2 hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
We didn't have an altercation and then we dispersed or whatever. No, I wasn't going nowhere. I'm like, big bro, we got to figure it out.
So how'd that conversation go?
It went from him coming from a place of not understanding, like, he's neglecting certain stuff. Like, you're putting me in a position that you know I'm not in, only because you're hurt. You get what I'm saying? And I can't tell him how to mourn, but you holding me responsible for another man's action. First and foremost, I was in jail, and you know how much I love your brother. How about this? When we were fighting, and Nipsey's dad saying who he was fighting, he like, that's shitty, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Like, this is y'all brother. Like, what the fuck are y'all fighting for? He didn't even understand. Because it's been plenty mornings of me pulling up, just hanging out with those two individuals. They know my love for the family. They know for sure that I would never in my life participate or give a person a pat on the back for killing my boy.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I don't feel like this came from the conversation. In my Say Cheese interview, he didn't like the fact that I was saying that Eric is a gangster. And he always been a gangster, but I'm like, bro, I can't get up on a platform and lie about somebody's background. If I agree with him or disagree with him, I gotta give him what he got coming. You know what I mean? And he was like, basically like, shit, you shouldn't be even pushing that name no more. And I'm like, we don't do that. Like, this my name. You get what I'm saying? Just because this my name don't mean that I agree with what my baby homie did. But a lot of bullshit that happened in the 60s and everybody's name still their name. You don't just change your name at 36 years old over spilled milk. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, it was a major loss. No one saw it coming, and Nipsey was generally loved by everybody, me included. I interviewed him. I've run into him. We've had conversations. We were supposed to do another interview, but someone blocked it. He was a trendsetter. In fact, I did an interesting poll recently. So I said, out of these 4 rappers, who made the biggest impact on West Coast rap? The Game, YG, Nipsey Hussle, Draco the Ruler. We're at 1,400 votes right now. Who do you think is winning?
Draco.
He's actually in second to last place.
Yeah?
56% said The Game.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say Game comes right afterwards. So he was very impactful when he was rapping, but didn't nobody want to be like him. You get where I'm coming from? Like, he was impactful, but it wasn't people trying to rap like Game. It wasn't people just mocking Game every move. And it might have been because social media wasn't that effective back then or efficient, whatever, to where somebody could study your every move and be exactly like you. But Draco, has 100 kids. You're listening to Draco when you listen to LA rap right now.
No, that's true. That's true. Like he had a more, in terms of stylistic, he had a bigger stylistic influence on other rappers.
Sure.
So right now, like January 5th, 3:51 p.m., in LA, the game is at 56%, Nipsey's at 29%, YG's at 5%, and Draco's at 10%. So it's basically Game, Nipsey, Draco, YG.
So I would say it would go, in my book, Draco, Nipsey, Game, YG. Game's accolades outshine all of them.
Well, yeah, he has multiple #1 albums.
Yeah, so
no one else
give
can
him
say
that.
this on this list.
And Chuck was raw when he first came out.
Right,
He was
and
the first
he's
one.
got, you could say he's got bigger songs.
For sure.
Hate It or Love It.
For sure.
Like that first album, the documentary was ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember. I was here. See, a lot of people voting wasn't hip-hop fan, wasn't right here. I was in high school. Chuck came out. It was a whole different vibe. It was like he was coming, because I'm talking about mixtape Chuck. I ain't even talking about G-Unit Chuck. I'm talking about when Game was first getting that hype. And I told these bone crutches in my Vine Dutchess, leave you on crutches. You know what I'm saying? 100 bar Chuck. You know what I'm saying? And wasn't it called 100 Bars and Running or something like that?
He had a bunch of stuff. Yeah, when he was beefing with G-Unit.
Yeah.
He
he went crazy. And then he held down the whole beef with 50. I don't know. Do you feel like 50's beef killed his career?
I don't think his career was killed. I think he had a great run as a rapper. And like every other rapper, you start to get older. So, you're not at the top of the charts.
But it was like it was Doc 1 and Doc 2 was him trying to get, how should I say it, back in good standings with Dr. Dre. I think he did something that Dre didn't want him to do, was it beef with 50?
Yeah, well, because 50 is Dre's artist.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
But look, okay, let's just break it down numbers-wise, because, everyone's got opinions, but numbers are numbers. So the documentary debuted #1 on the Billboard charts, sold 2.5 million copies. Second album, Doctor's Advocate, debuted #1, almost platinum, probably is platinum by now. LAX debuted at #2, and I think it only debuted at #2 because there was like maybe a couple hundred copies between that and the #1 album. That one is, says silver, might be gold by now.
Yeah.
And the Red album debuted at #1. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, no, he debuted.
Jesus Peace debuted at 6. Documentary 2 debuted at 2. Documentary 2.5 at 6. 1992 debuted at 4. Like, he's continuously getting big charting albums over and over again.
Yeah, I mean,
and the total number of albums sold, Game outpaces everyone on that list.
Nobody had a good deal like Game either.
This is true.
YG
had a deal.
YG, but now he's not. Now when you talk about lyricism between Game and YG, like,
I would say Game.
Yeah, so it's like you not even, YG make a party record every now and then, but it's nothing, that's no context behind what he's saying. You can never listen to a YG CD and learn something new. You get what I'm saying?
Well, he's a different type of rapper.
It's no story. Like, he has storytelling, but his storytelling is kind of, it ain't our cliche storytelling where you going in depth about a story and really got punchlines and all that. Like,
yeah, and also, but you got to give it to YG, because I remember he mentioned this on one of his songs that he's like one of the only West Coast rappers at that time
without Dre.
Right.
And that's
he's
cool.
not connected to the Dre family tree in any level. But I think YG was smart enough to hook up with DJ Mustard early on, and then Mustard became one of the big producers,
For sure.
especially on the West Coast, and he kind of had that in down to the tagline, Mustard on the beat.
For sure.
That's YG.
That's YG.
Yeah. So every time you hear,
they built the sound together.
They built a sound.
Together. He's definitely what I was saying, the lyricism. YG definitely had a good deal, but I still don't think that his budget was anything like
It was like Game.
Yeah, you get what I'm
didn't have
saying?
Aftermath Interscope budgets.
Yeah, come on, man. So that's what I was.
Those are blank checks.
Yeah, like you wasn't getting that type of money. Like 200,000 for a video. Yeah, maybe now. or maybe like 5 to 6 years ago. That was like at his top, but Game had it laid out. His marketing was over all 50 states. He had an East Coast style, so he had one New York, and he was with the East Coast G Unit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, he just had a better stance in music when he dropped in order to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he didn't work for it, though, so he was there.
Everyone on that list worked for it.
Yeah.
Everyone on that list deserves to be on that list.
Yeah.
But, like I said, impact, now that's a very general statement. You could say the number of albums sold, and that would be Game. You could say, you know, how many people emulated the style, that would be Draco.
Yeah.
You could say, you know, impact worldwide, Nip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, Nip died.
His death played a big part.
You know, like if Nipsey was still alive, people would be viewing him a little bit differently because he was somewhat of an underground rapper at the time that he died. Like, you know, his album was a great album, but it wasn't a huge #1 album when he was alive.
Exactly.
It was a great album, though. But a lot of people went back and listened to it after he died.
And it was like, okay, yeah, that was cool. People didn't understand how awesome of a human being he was while he was here until he passed away. And I feel like the way that he passed away, a lot of people had a lot of sympathy for the situation because it was sad. Like the triple cross, your homie, after you pump all this money into the hood and you're like an outstanding philanthropist, the street philanthropist or whatever it is for the area, and then somebody that a hater from your hood comes and like the whole world wasn't feeling that, and then they was finding out what he was into and community. He was just with the community help and all that, and everybody just, you know.
Yeah, the funeral was done at the Staples Center. All the big celebrities came out to support and everything.
It added a whole lot on to the lure.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, there's a new video floating around that I just showed you where a rapper is having an interview and he starts fumbling in his pocket. And apparently there's a gun in his pocket that goes off and like shoots through his pants.
Yeah.
And choices we got in life, those were your choices. Who shot who?
Come on, Lo.
Somebody got shot?
Lo, you good, Lo?
I hope.
That's like what I fear the most about people handling firearms around me is that they don't know what they're doing and fiddling with a firearm and something like, you know what I mean, accidentally hit somebody. I'd have been in the room when guns accidentally fired off and you be ready to whoop on the dude, but that's like, I just feel like you should get DP'd. If yo, like, I don't know if he from a hood or nothing, I just feel like mishandling firearms like dummies, what they say, guns don't kill people, it's dumb motherfuckers with guns kill people. That's a dumb motherfucker with a gun. You knew you had a gun in your pocket. You so nervous that you using a gun as a fidget mid-interview and blow through your pocket. Imagine that.
Look, I just quickly went through my list of interviews over the years about people that were involved in accidental shootings, and I found 5 different interviews where people talked about that. Yeah. Miss Pat, the comedian, accidentally shot herself in the head.
In the head?
Yeah. Buster Douglas, his brother accidentally got shot and killed. Saigon.
Wait, hold on. Buster Douglas is a real person?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was like Jamarcus or something.
Buster Douglas, who beat Mike Tyson.
Oh, shit.
The boxer who beat Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas, who gave Mike Tyson his
I
first
thought
loss.
Holyfield was the only one with
No, that was later on. That was after Tyson got out of prison.
We be calling Buster Douglas. I
Well,
ain't know
no, Buster Douglas is definitely a real person. Absolutely. You're a little too young to remember, but yeah, absolutely a real person. 100%. I interviewed him.
Go ahead.
Saigon got into a situation where he shot a guy for bumping into him and ended up shooting a second guy accidentally. Plaxico Burress, the NFL player, the one who, you know, won the Super Bowl for the Giants, ended up really similar to that situation. We talked about this. He basically had a gun in his sweats.
Yeah.
And he went to the club and the gun slipped, you know, from his waistline. He went to go grab it and then pow, shot himself in the leg.
Yeah, Plex. And he had to go do some time,
Yeah, over that situation.
Yeah,
he went to
for
jail.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember Plexico. That's crazy though. Yeah,
And finally, Big U talked about how his friend accidentally shot him.
accidentally.
Yeah, he got shot 7 different times, and one of those times was his friend accidentally shooting him.
So you said Big U been shot
U.
7 different times? Damn. I only know about one time. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. Dummies with guns though. You got these niggas out here, and he wasn't even no young dude, so I can't say
he was
like
about
a young
40 or something.
Yeah,
Right?
I just feel like he ain't. He a rapper or he like a
They're saying rapper in the video. I've never heard of him. Like,
yeah,
I've never
because
seen him.
I feel like he ain't really been on no platforms because what he was doing, it's not even like good mannerism for film anyway. Like you doing the interview, like you with your hands in your pockets, steadily going in your pockets, that look kind of weird. Anyway, but you like fidgeting in your pocket and blow, like yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. My thing is like, and I own guns. I feel like if I have to bring a gun with me somewhere, I probably just shouldn't go. Like if it's that serious to me, this is why I'll bring security with me. I'll bring someone to actually carry the gun, and their job is to shoot the gun.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to go somewhere where I may have to be the shooter.
Gun, you feel like gun is for you to protect yourself within your home or
Within my home,
Yeah.
and if I go out my home and I have to use a gun, I have to bring someone who is licensed
Yeah.
and will legally shoot someone and then get on the stand.
Yeah.
Like for example, recently, Terrence Gangster Williams, who's regular on my show, Birdman's brother.
Yeah.
He had this arch enemy named Lil Diesel from the Melf. Like they were trying to kill each other for years. They had seen each other for 30 years. Last time they saw each other, they had knives out. You know what I'm saying? And the time before that, Terrence got stabbed in his fucking stomach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they literally hated each other, and their crews were like killing each other off and everything else like that. I got them all in our studio in New York. I talked to both of them. They were both cool. We're doing the interview. But before we did the interview, I pulled each one of them aside, and I had my security who was active NYPD, not retired.
Yeah,
Still
like
works
right
for
there.
NYPD, biggest gang in the country, 30,000 deep.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and act crazy if you want to. I can't stop him if he's if you do something crazy, you're gonna get arrested.
Yeah, you're going
Right?
to jail.
This is
Yeah,
I won't be able to stop that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? because my little checks that I give him is less important than his NYPD check.
Yeah, he's
not
under
gonna
oath.
lose his job over me, right?
Yeah, he under oath. He can't pass that type of shit up.
We frisked everyone. I explained, I'm like, listen, this is designed to be a peaceful meeting. I don't want it to be Jerry Springer. I don't want it to be no jumper. Shout out to my man Adam. I love you. But you got some shit going on in your studio sometimes, and this is not what I'm trying to do. So, like,
I don't think nobody ever boxed without somebody I think the only time they boxed is when spit or the word bitch was going on, man.
How many times was that?
Well, anyway, let's
there was
go.
that situation. I mean, then there
Let's
was
talk about Terrence.
Krishan Rock was kicking the TV, and Wack almost jumped on Poetic Flacco that one time, and I'm just saying. And then of course the great Brawl of 2024.
Yeah, man.
I love you, Adam. I love you. You know how I feel about you. No
Yeah.
Diddy, but you have a little too much drama in your studios.
Yeah.
You have a little too much.
Yeah, nah.
And but I had explained to everyone involved that this was not going to be that. So nobody had a weapon on them. Nobody was sitting down. If I felt that there was going to be some tension, that things were starting to escalate, I would have sent my guy in and just separate them, and then that would be the end.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah. I'm not into that.
Yeah, Terrence and and they all both are what 55 years old
they're
now.
like 50s,
Yeah, they probably
They're
ready
older.
to-
They each did 30 years in prison.
Yeah.
And it was actually a great conversation.
Did they see each other on the yard? That's when Terrence got stabbed in the stomach.
Nah, like the fight happened at a fair in New Orleans where Terrence got stabbed, but then the dude that stabbed him, which was Diesel's brother, ended up getting shot and losing his leg. And
That night?
No, like shortly afterwards.
Oh,
and
right.
Terrence saw him in the hospital, and he was about to do something, but he was with his family, and then they both got locked up. They were in jail together, and then someone who didn't like Terrence gave Diesel a knife.
Oh,
So Diesel had the knife out, but the guards came in and broke it up, and then for 30 years they didn't see each other.
That's
so
crazy.
then I purposely separated them so the first time they saw each other was on camera.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But they were in the same building?
One arrived first.
Oh, okay.
So they were in the same building. And Terrence came. They both had people with him, basically.
Yeah.
You know, Terrence had his, one of his security guys with him, and Diesel, I think, had his son and maybe a security type guy with him. But my security was the one that was actually going to handle everything.
That's crazy. The Diesel dude, his brother lost a leg, and then Terrence, right hand man, lost the arm.
No.
Booby.
Oh, Booby lost his arm?
Booby Black.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know, he's the one that's with Kevin Gates all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
okay.
Terrence was telling the story. I don't know what interview it was, but he was telling the story about him walking in the house and he just hear like a Uzi go off or a chop, and he like, oh, that's Booby getting off down there. And when they ran outside, Booby had been hit up. He was on the ground. I think they had to amputate the arm due to that.
Oh, okay. Crazy. Yeah. Well, at this point, the main YSL trial seems to be over, and Yak Gotti was actually found not guilty of all charges.
Yeah.
And I interviewed his lawyer, Doug Weinstein, yesterday. So by the time people see this, that interview is going to start rolling out as well. Interesting interview. But basically, all the charges, the RICO charges, the gun charges, the murder charges, everything else like that was all dropped. But before Yak Gotti got to go to trial, a video got released by our homie Wack100 of Yak Gotti in an interrogation room, essentially cooperating.
Did not see that.
You didn't see that?
It was so much booty talk, I didn't see what happened with Yak. Was he cooperating with? What was his statement? Did he say that he
basically said, "Oh, let me out on the street and I'll help get y'all more information, about Young Thug and stuff like that."
But do you think they all was putting in the sucker bet on the police though?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, like, everybody that went in there said that they could get some information on Thug, and Thug didn't have nothing to do with the case.
Yeah, I mean, well, Thug did have something to do with the case, but he pled, he had a good plea deal. But ultimately, he pled guilty.
Understand it. I understand that, right? But Thug didn't have nothing to do with the shooting. Like,
well,
you know what I mean? He wasn't a part of the four. Like, just think.
Well, no, he was accused of being the mastermind of the shooting.
Understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
But he wasn't in the car or anything else like that.
Yeah. So it's like everybody that's going in the room is going and saying I could get you more shit on somebody that had nothing to do. You just saying hearsay, him putting it together. And y'all supposed to be the ones that slid. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, they might have been putting a sucker bet in on the police. Like, all right, let me out. I get something together. Knowing damn well they not finna get no more information for Thug. You know what I mean? Because was that on this case? Like, was it this RICO that he was interrogated? That was his interrogation on this case? Or was that back when?
It was some years back. But, but this whole thing is a RICO over a gang. So
he's
it's all kind of...
Yeah, but he been on the street since then, and he ain't gave the police no more extra information. So it's like, if y'all let me out, I'll tell y'all this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's cool. That's why I don't even go take interrogations. I got 0-minute interrogations on all my cases up until I just got raided this time. And I can keep it real. I did have an interrogation where I didn't tell on nobody. I was talking about myself, trying to get an understanding of what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because right after that video came out, Yak Gotti got stabbed in prison. He had like staples on his head and stuff like that. And then shortly afterwards, it went to trial. Then he won.
So you feel like the YSL, it was internal what happened?
We don't know. I brought this up with his lawyer. He said, well, he'd been multiple altercations. Because in fact, after Yak Gotti was found not guilty, there was still a charge of aggravated assault, because I guess he had got into a situation in jail. So he's facing that charge. And they're trying to give him like 5 years or something over that. Yak Gotti, although he was found not guilty in the YSL case, he's still in jail as we speak.
Yeah, fighting the ad charge.
Fighting that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he got a good amount of time served.
Yeah, he got
He
that.
got a good amount. He probably got to wait to the next court date and just admit guilt. He probably don't want it on his case. But I feel like if I'm found not guilty, so y'all had me sitting in jail for some shit I didn't do, and I was proven not guilty, right? The only reason that this battery or aggravated assault even took place is because y'all had me in here against my will, me fighting for myself and having to defend myself.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could say that, but
I was supposed to behave myself like, nigga, you got me in the lion's den. Like, let's be real.
yeah, I actually talked to someone. There was this really interesting case. The guy sort of disappeared at one point. Me and him had a conversation about it. He was in prison for a murder. And there was this guy in there. I think his nickname was like Satan or something. Like, it was like really just like real terrible fucking reputation and so forth. And like, I guess the guy wanted him to hold a knife and he wouldn't do it. And the guy's like, all right, well, I'm going to rape you next time, when I see you. And he got so freaked out that the next time they had like a lineup, he managed to have a knife and he ended up killing the guy, right?
Yeah.
In the yard in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And his lawyers proved that he was actually innocent of the original murder that he was in jail for. So therefore, since he was innocent of the murder he did in jail was thrown out. And I get that sets certain precedents. That's kind of what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking. Because he's in there for some shit he didn't do, and now you fighting for his life in there. Now I got another murder case. Like, you put me in this situation.
Right. Right.
Me in
That happens, man. And I mean, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
If I should have been in there, whatever I do in there shouldn't be counted against me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like I was never supposed to be here. That's crazy. I wonder did he get some money for that?
He did actually, yeah.
Yeah,
He
because
did.
I'm like, you double that's because I ain't gonna say his name, but I got a homeboy in jail and he just got some money over him getting into an altercation with the ops in the county, and they trying to charge him, but the police were the ones that manipulated the play. They wanted him to fight this other big dude, and when he got over there, I think he ended up doing it right in front of the police. And on video, you got the police walking him over there, and the police tried to throw him under the bus. He said, no, I was scared. Y'all came over here. I'm in jail. Y'all forced me to fight. I go over there to fight the dude, and the only way I defend myself is that y'all made me do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I ain't gonna say his name, but yeah, he cashed out a couple M's too.
Well, your homie Lil Durk. Since our last interview, he's now been charged with a second murder for hire.
Yeah.
Based on the guy who allegedly killed his brother D-Thing.
Did they charge him or did they just bring it up?
I believe they charged him.
I thought that they brought it up at the bail hearing, but they didn't charge him with it.
Well, according to CBS News, newly unsealed court documents link Chicago rapper Lil Durk to a second murder for hire plot.
Yeah, but I don't think that they charged him.
Okay.
I think they brought it up. But either way it goes, yeah, I seen the news though. But I didn't know. I was waiting to hear if they was going to charge him or not. That's why I asked you, did they finally charge him?
They may have. I mean,
yeah.
Because the feds say that they have 230 gigabytes of digital evidence. Audio, video recordings, surveillance footage, 20,000 pages of reports concerning the murder and other violent acts, photographs, witness statements, and medical documents.
Well, probably from the victims, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bro, like wiretaps, recordings and all that, like he was in too deep with a J. Reed. Not the J. Reed that just, but you ever see the fans, if y'all go look up the movie J. Reed with, I want to say LL Cool J, it got a character J. Reed that was an undercover officer trying to fake it. But
Okay, crazy.
the streets is so cold right now, Vlad, that you kind of just got to pick the dudes that you function with, that you fuck with, and get up out of everybody's way. And you gotta pray that the dudes that you mess with, you gotta pray that these dudes don't never turn on you, because it's so much betrayal and like disloyal shit going on. It don't matter how much you give a motherfucker. It don't matter what you do for a motherfucker. If they up against it, they damn near giving up everything they know.
Well, I mean, can't you just assume it's going to happen just based on just human survival? You really expect someone to do 30 years for you because you bought them some nice cars and took them out on some trips and got them some girls, like in the past? Like,
I mean,
do you really expect that?
Don't do the 30 years for me, but shit, you ain't got to tell on me.
Well, but telling on you will prevent the 30 years. It might turn into 10.
But what I'm trying to tell you is, I didn't tell you to go do what you did for them 30 years.
Listen.
Just say, like, let's say Jam is, because now when they bring the wire back up in the recordings, you get what I'm saying? It's like now we have to put Jam's name back in the situation. Yeah. Because a lot of people might have been hiding it, like, man, don't say that because he's snitching. We don't want the whole world to think that we're pressing the line on the snitching and be tampering with the witness. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you have to put his name back in this. It's like, okay, allegedly you got caught with a gun. I don't know what state you in, but let's say the most you could do on that when you get maxed out at trial is a 10-piece, right? Mm-hmm. What makes it to where the people that was taking care of you deserve to be told on some shit you wasn't even there for, or you're not about to get charged for? You couldn't find a local drug dealer to tell on?
Lil Woody said something interesting in our last interview. He said, there are two types of inmates in the feds. Ones that talked and ones that wish they talked.
That's cool too. That sounds like some bitch ass shit though. You know what I'm saying? It's ones that talk and ones. So what do Woody fall under?
He talked. He talked, right? I mean, he cooperated. He's one of the ones that talked.
On his federal case?
Did he have a federal case? I guess he did, yeah.
Yeah, he went to the feds.
Yeah, right, yeah. So, yeah, I believe he cooperated.
Yeah, I mean, so he been cooperating.
He took the stand.
Seen the thug shit. Like,
yeah, but that's a state case.
Yeah, I'm thinking
but
that's
he's just
his
saying in the
first time.
feds. He's saying in the feds, that's what people would say.
Yeah, because, I mean, is he one of the people that wish he talked so he talked on this case?
Possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. It might be that way, but it's just like, I just don't see myself. Everybody don't need to get in trouble over one situation. I feel like the more that you don't tell, it depends on who you dealing with. Just say that I don't tell and I'm dealing with somebody, they gonna take care of what needs to get taken care of on the streets, due to the fact that I can always go back in and tell on some shit that I didn't tell on, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you got me. You know I ain't told on you. Go ahead, make sure my kid's straight. I'll be back when I be back. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah, man. Listen, it's an ugly game, and Lil Durk's trial has been pushed back to October of this year. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking it's not even going to happen this year.
Yeah, it probably not going to happen.
And my man Drew Findling is now his lawyer.
Yeah,
you know, he's also NBA YoungBoy's lawyer. I've interviewed Drew before.
Drew Findley. Shit. We better hope that damn them gigabytes and them papers don't have too much to do with Durk.
Well, I mean, look, when I talked to Doug Weinstein, who was Yak Gotti's lawyer, and I said what he thought about the Lil Durk's RICO case versus the YSL RICO case, he said it's not looking good, because he said a federal RICO case is not what they did in Georgia. Like, the amount of resources the feds have is not like what the states are doing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're way more thorough. They spent way more time.
Exactly.
2 years. They put all this together. They have all the witness statements. They're not going to have a bunch of little woodies that are getting on the stand and start changing their stories. These people are going to be Sammy the Bull. They're going to get on the stand and say exactly what they said when meeting with the prosecutors.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a tough road to climb. What's interesting is that there's a video with Lil Durk's dad talking about the case. Did you see that?
I didn't.
Said that it's mighty strange that once he started doing good out there, once he stayed away from all the gang banging and dissing the dead and doing things out there in the street, when he turned his life around, when he on his dean now, practicing religion, doing things for the community, bringing about peace in Chicago and throughout various cities, you know, all of a sudden now he being indicted.
So Lil Durk's dad is saying, well, you know, it's interesting how, right, when my son is doing these peace concerts and, you know, taking his religion more seriously, that's when they want to arrest him. And you really can't peace concert your way out of 2 murder for hires.
Nah.
I don't care how many concerts you throw.
Nah, I feel like, if anything, if this shit is real, because we get to talking on here, baby. I'll answer that, and I'm gonna tell you why. If this shit is real, it will look like he was throwing murder, like peace concerts and things for the city and donating to clean his act up.
Right, but it's too late.
You get what I'm saying?
It's too late.
Yeah, it's
You
like
can give all the turkeys away and give all the presents to little kids all you want. Doesn't erase those murders.
I wonder at what point did Durk get a hint that he was under the gun by the feds? I feel like when did he get alerted? Like at what event alerted him that the feds was on him? Because if you look, he changed the way he was moving a whole lot in the last 7 to 8 months before he went to prison.
Probably about that time.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, I don't know if it's true or not, right? I don't. This could all be coincidence and he could walk free. But if it is actually true, he really is responsible for these 2 murders, like, he's probably thinking about it every day. Like, damn, I hope they don't get me. I hope they don't get me. Like,
Yeah.
It's a constant stress.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
so,
sure.
You know, and the thing is like, this is the shit that really pisses me off a lot of times. And me and Wack talked about this the other day, because Lil Durk's whole thing about how he hates snitches is because someone snitched on his dad. And he said that his dad wasn't around for him because he was in prison. He thinks his life would turn out differently, and that's why he hates rats or whatever else.
Yeah.
During my interview with Wack, we actually looked up, because he's like, what did Lil Durk's dad go to prison for? I looked it up. He was arrested in 1993 after being caught up in a cocaine distribution ring. When he got arrested, he had $8 million in his possession.
Yeah.
So you're mad at the guy that told on your dad, but your dad had a multi-million-dollar cocaine ring that he was running. But you're mad at the snitch. You're not mad at your dad for running a cocaine ring, right? You're mad at the snitch.
I mean,
like, at what point do we all grow up?
This is what we do in the hood. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
okay, fine. but now you're older, you have kids, you're making legal money, you're paying taxes. At what point do you grow up and say, well, listen, the snitch was the one that ultimately sent my dad to prison, but my dad's actions is really what sent him to prison.
Well, I mean, I don't think that he's denying that his dad's actions sent him to prison. I just feel like he mad at the person that, how the case played out. Like, you know what I mean? The informant is the one that took me away from my dad. The police didn't just come knock on the door and stumble across $8 million and some dope.
Okay. You look at the situation. You're a major drug dealer. You take the snitch out, you're probably going to get arrested anyways. How often do these guys have, infinite runs and retire and walk
maybe
off
Durk wouldn't have hated rats if his dad would have just got pulled over on a routine traffic stop, because it could have happened that way and he would have got the same amount of time. I get what you're saying.
That's what would have happened. But you take out of this scenario, you take out the snitch, the snitch in the scenario, and there's a fairly big chance that his dad still goes to prison. You take out the dad drug dealing out of the situation, and nobody goes to prison. Correct. It's the drug dealing that's the problem. It's not the snitch. It's the drug dealing.
It is the snitch too, though, Vlad. The snitch don't got no business. Nigga, you was doing dope and buying dope. Nigga, what are you telling for? I could see if your mama died off the dope, or if your kids got sold some dope on the way to school and then you told on the dope man, nigga, you got caught with an ounce because you bought the dope.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the backstory of the snitch.
Yeah, or however it went. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you involved with the dope gang, if you're involved, you shouldn't be telling. That's just where I stand. I understand people gonna tell, but if you involved, you can't tell, gang.
Yeah, but listen, we don't know the details of the snitching, right? I don't know. I don't know what it was over. But at the end of the day, you also can't say, well, my dad just needed to do it because he needed to survive and pay his rent. He got caught with $8 million. He could have stopped a long time ago. You see what I'm saying? You decided to become a big-time drug dealer and stack millions of dollars, and you're creating chaos in your own community. People are dying off. You got moms that are having crack babies. You got people killing each other over these drugs. You got people's lives that are being ruined. But it's all the snitch's fault. That's the bad guy, right?
Yeah, I mean, the bad guy is the dope dealer and the snitch, though. The snitch don't have no business. You should not have jumped off the porch if you didn't understand the game. That's the only thing I'm saying about the snitch. That's the only thing. Like, I get what you said. Yeah, the drug man tears down the community. I ain't never seen a crackhead die early, but maybe I'm missing something.
No,
they live forever. Yeah.
And let me tell you something. They seem to have the strongest relationships of anyone. A crackhead couple, you will get divorced 14 times before that crackhead couple breaks up.
Living in a tent, living wherever.
They beat each other up, and they're best friends the next day. You know what I'm saying? You'll see them together,
the loyalty
looking for some drugs
crazy.
the next day together. These crackhead relationships, man. Crackheads should become therapists.
That's what I was
saying. Marriage therapists, marriage counselors.
Yeah, like, man,
that's what they need to do.
Shit.
They need to transition to become marriage counselors and let people know how you stay together with your woman.
Like, what you need to do is when you get broke, send your girl over to the dope dealer house to give them some head.
Right. There you go.
Like, they go through
every time y'all fight,
crazy as shit. Yeah.
Take a bunch of crack.
Yeah.
That works for
obviously.
us.
I guess it fixed every problem. Like, man, here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, the YouTube channel Swamp Storiez actually labeled you as a snitch.
Yeah, he obviously don't do no paperwork. I mean, he ain't read no paperwork. Swamp's a fucking troll, man.
I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
So, his name is Swamp?
I just call him Swamp.
Okay.
Nobody knows him.
So I guess he called into the show and asked how you got 4 felonies and no jail time.
When did I not do no jail time? Is what I'm trying to figure out. When did I just fucking
right? Because we've talked about you doing jail
7,
time.
8 years in jail. What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
I just got sentenced to 7 years. COVID let me out of jail early. I was supposed to do 7 years though. I just end up getting out in 4. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know what the fuck he got going on. By the grace of God, I'd have got the light end of the stick on a lot of cases, but I don't get in trouble every year like all these other people, or 2 or 3 times a year. Say I caught a case when I was 18. I didn't get back in trouble again until I was 22. You get what I'm saying? It was a 4-year run of me just hustling, staying out the way, and not being involved with the police. Then I catch something at 22. I don't do no time out in Atlanta for the gun, because when I got caught with that gun, I went on the run. I ended up catching a high-speed chase in L.A., doing a county lid, and that was about 7 months and 20 days back then. So when I got transferred back to Atlanta to fight the case, I ended up taking it to trial, but for all the probation violation and all that, I got time served because I did 8 months in L.A. You know what I mean? I've never had a case that didn't get adjudicated unless it was a DA reject. All my shit, I'd have been to court for and all that. And if I got the right lawyers and they could cut the time, like, they not telling you that I done hired Mark Garagos and all these motherfuckers. They ain't telling you I got the most high-powered lawyers in L.A. These motherfucking lawyers, $125, $250 a case, nigga. You got to have your money up. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't going to say that.
Well, I just interviewed YSL Mondo.
Yeah.
And I talked about some comments you made about him, and he responded. Well, Bricc Baby talked about you.
Yeah.
He said that you're broke and the Young Thug doesn't rock with you.
Let me tell you about Bricc Baby.
Yeah.
Bricc Baby been around since, all us Long Way, all us been around each other for a long time. Bricc Baby, I know you through Long Way them. Bricc Baby, you know me personally, my boy. Like, Stop the cap. I'm the reason why you're on No Jumper, brother. Your first time ever getting seen on No Jumper. Who you got seen? Who you first got seen with? Mondo. You was on the couch with me. So it's like, he just started getting a little too caught up in the internet and cap shit. And I done actually called him about this shit. Like, and I wish I could have recorded. I don't be just doing certain shit. I just don't be having time to do it. I don't even be thinking about that shit because I be on some real shit. But I done called him like, hey, bro, you going too far with the cap shit now, bro. Like, you talking about I'm broke and you talking about all that. That's cool and all that. But all that talking about, oh, you the reason why what the fuck this nigga said? Like, he started saying a lot of bogus ass shit, bro. And I'm like, I couldn't believe he was saying this shit because I'm like, bro, you on a big platform. You'll have people really believe in this shit that you're saying, but you'll call my phone and be like, oh, nah, bro, I'm just bullshit. I'm trying to help you go up. I'm doing it for the views. And like, I really got the DMs of him saying this shit. Like, he's saying that he doing it for, he trying to help me. I'm like, bro, I don't need you to help me go up, my boy, by saying no cap ass shit. Like, you tripping, Bricc Baby. And Bricc Baby, you was just on the phone crying to me, telling me how broken fucked up you was. Like, literally, like, wallahi, I'm not lying. Like, on my kids, you really was just telling me you broken. How niggas ain't fucking with you and da-da-da-da. But you go right on the internet and cap like this shit. He's a cap ass guy though. He's for real cap. I really couldn't even believe it. Like, you going really far with this cap.
He make it sound good like all the rest of them Atlanta niggas. I ain't never told no nigga I was fucked up. I told a nigga I took a pay cut when I chose to do content. This is before we even got into it. We just chopping it up, and I'm like, yeah, shit, you need to go get you a camera or whatever. I'm like, I took a pay cut, but nigga, I ain't going back to jail. I said, nigga could be fucked up or whatever, but a nigga be on the streets. You get what I'm saying? He translates that back into I'm broke and fucked up. My broke and fucked up is staying out here at West Hills in a 4-5 bedroom house, having 2 cars, and nigga trying to figure out how to pay 4 tuitions. You get what I'm saying? I got 4 private school babies. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole different fucked up that I'm talking about. You niggas ain't even lived on this level. Y'all paying $1,800 for 4-bedroom houses where y'all live at, brother. It's not the same. You got to come to Cali or New York and ball out, and then I respect your mind first and foremost. Then, I did tell him that. At first, I thought he was playing because Woody ain't dead. So why the fuck is you talking to me? Woody alive, nigga. What is you talking about? You mad at me for kicking it with the nigga for? I thought you was playing because I was talking to my homeboy like, hey, man, they act like they looking for Woody. I'm like, this nigga always be over here. I damn near had to hit the brakes because I almost ran Woody over. That's how exposed to the streets he was. So Woody's still alive, nigga. Y'all talk about he a rat and y'all doing this, that, and the other, and you want to be on my head for kicking it with a nigga. At first, I thought you was playing, trying to get some clout. The first time that I was on No Jumper was when I came home from jail. So I don't know how the fuck he thought that was cool. Nigga, I came to No Jumper with you because you got off the plane like, man, I can't move around LA without tapping in with my boy, so you might as well come with me up to No Jumper, nigga. You get what I'm saying? It ain't no, oh, you didn't introduce me to I've been knowing Adam forever. By the time you got to the couch, me and Adam was already in talks about me coming back. I think we was already past my second interview with Flacco. We was talking about making it official to be on the show. We was just trying to work and figure out if I was going to work with T-Rail and them and see how the relationship was going to be inside the building. And I told him I don't beef with T-Rail. But nigga, Woody ain't dead. So that's why I was saying, oh, I thought you wanted to fake beef on the internet. So I was just responding back to you, talking about you broke and all that. But at the end of the day, there is allegations that you stole from bro and he ain't fucking with you. So, cause you fight that yourself. You get what I'm saying? You didn't call me talking about stop with the cap. You called me like, nigga, I called you like, what's going on? And then when I found out that you was serious, I'm like, oh, I was just replying back because, nigga, on the hood, the boy ain't dead, nigga. Y'all ain't doing nothing to him. So I thought that you was just looking for clout on the internet. Point blank, period. You the last nigga need to be talking to me about, nigga, this nigga, I'm from LA, this nigga from Atlanta, nigga told on your boy, your co-founder with you, nigga. Handle your candle.
You said you would have taken the same deal as Gunna.
You said I would have?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I would have took the same day. I wouldn't have took it the same day. I would have took the deal if the homies would have, like, hey, I'm finna take my deal. This what I got to plea out to. If everybody say, hey, all right, cool, go ahead, because you don't got nothing to do with this, you a crip on the blood case, you need to go home. That's what they needed to be doing from the get-go with Gunna, was trying to figure out how to separate all the Crips out of blood business, but that ain't L.A. That would have been a whole ass issue.
Well, it seems like Young Thug and Gunna are not cool at this point. What's your impression? Do you think that's...
It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
At first, I be trying to call it from the plea deal. Then the shit with Wham say another thing. So it's like, you know what I mean? They say whatever Wham say go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, Wham saying fuck that nigga. Blood, Thug ain't saying, like, hey, Wham, chill out. I said it was cool. You get what I'm saying? All
Right.
it take is for Thug to voice his opinion and everybody to stop having to. But maybe that's how they stringing the internet along. But I wouldn't be the butt of the joke if I was gonna. If them niggas ain't fucking with me, fuck you niggas. Like, cause I'm already on my own path. Like, fuck you niggas. Cause essentially, Thug, you took the same deal as me.
Sort of, yeah. Pretty much.
Ain't no sort of.
Yeah.
It's the same shit it was worded.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. He
Yeah.
admitted...
You
his
admitted
gang
that it was gang
affiliation,
violence.
whatever
Yeah,
else.
all right, cool. You just jumped the gun, Gunna.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to be in the way. They both my bros, and then the shit, like, he didn't have to come back. All them other niggas came back and sat on the stand. Gunna was the only person that didn't have to come sit on the stand to tell on you. And you got the Moon Toons and all these other niggas that y'all ain't been putting the extra pressure on, that been outside in Atlanta and all that. Like, you can't pick and choose because the nigga having money in us. So that's what make me think like it's fake with Thug and them. I think that is straight. You know what I mean? Like, he's still running it up for the label. You not trying to cut him from the label.
Yeah.
And I know it's business at this point, but shit, you didn't have to say, hey, well, I need to be able to kick it with this dude.
Yeah. No, he did actually. In the paperwork, Young Thug is not allowed to associate with other gang members or YSL members except for Gunna.
Yeah, so why did you make that? You get what I'm saying? Like, why did you make that your thing? Out of all things, if you wasn't gonna fuck with him, fuck it. I just leave the deal how it is. I ain't gotta fuck with nobody from YSL.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking that they working on their relationship and they in talks of straightening everything up. So Slime, like, eventually I'm gonna be with my boy again, whether the world like it or not.
Yeah.
That's how I took it, but it's hard to call.
Yeah, I don't know, because there was that tweet from Young Thug that basically said, Gunna, stop acting like we friends. Like, I don't know you, my dude. And then, like, Gunna's brother was like, yeah, we feel the same way.
Yeah, but I think Gunna brother was tricked by a fake tweet. I don't think that tweet was real. It didn't have no type of interaction. It showed how many times it was retweeted,
Well, I heard,
views,
yeah, it was
or
deleted.
anything.
I don't know if it was hacked. I mean, I don't know.
Hacked is crazy.
Yeah.
Hacked is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Hacked is crazy to me.
Well,
Like,
but-
how
well-
would you just hack your shit and just hit on the subject of what you talk about and give you your shit back?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, for example, there was all these jail calls that came out with Young Thug, like, talking to other girls and saying that, Mariah, she loves me too much because I got 10 other girls who I talk to every day. And,
Yeah.
and then he had to, like, basically apologize on Twitter. Basically, oh, no, she's the one I really want, and that girl was
Yeah.
pressing me. He cleared it up on his romantic side.
Yeah.
But so you would think that if this wasn't a real tweet and everyone's running with this whole thing, that he would just get on Twitter and say, I never tweeted that. Me and Gunna are cool.
Yeah.
You haven't heard that.
Yeah, but he ain't did it not one time. He ain't spoke on him and Gunna not one time.
But
I
he
can
could
see-
now. He's free.
But he still ain't said Gunna either.
Well, according to
And
the fake,
we all see that he took the deal. That's why I'm like, it's so hard to call. When it come out, it come out. Like, that's something that I'm not going to invest myself in or speak bad about. You know what I mean? Like,
fair
I really
enough.
don't care to see none of them niggas no more.
Yep.
I ain't going to lie to you.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
care
done,
to
you're
see.
done with everyone.
I don't give a fuck about seeing them. Now, if we see each other, I love them, but I don't care to see no nigga no more. Like, I'm cool. Y'all be having too much going on. You got feds following y'all. Like, it's not safe for me. I'm living my life a whole different way. Get the fuck away from me. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we meet up, we do it, man. I'm not out here trying to hang out with niggas no more. Niggas, whole cliques be weird, and you would treat them as way more respectful for a nigga that really ain't cut with all that up shit, you know what I'm saying, and reward these rat-ass, disloyal-ass weirdo niggas, all because a motherfucker telling you don't fuck with the Bricc because the Bricc is an extortionist and this, that, and the other. And I've never took nothing from neither. And they're one of these niggas. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he ain't supposed to be that nigga. I own 6L crib. I'm the same nigga that you niggas was in the trap sleeping on my couch broke than a motherfucker. I'm that nigga. The same nigga that you confided in when y'all didn't have a motherfucking dime. Nigga, I'm him. The same nigga. I ain't changed not one time. Nigga, you niggas changed. So stay the fuck away from me. That go for everybody. If you don't love the Bricc, nigga, stay the fuck away from me. And that don't mean it's Thug, Gunna, but it could be. It could be Lil Baby. It could be motherfucking Meek Mills. It could be any nigga that don't have genuine love for me. You know what I mean?
Well, you made some comments about Gucci Mane. Wack100 was on my show the other day, and he said that you can get hurt playing around with Gucci Mane like that.
All right, well, which one of you niggas don't hurt me?
So, didn't you say that Gucci got some good pussy?
Yeah. I said it. If everybody would have watched the clips, they would have seen me say, I'm just kidding 5 seconds later.
Okay.
But what I was saying was because Gucci is bipolar and he got big ways. You always signing 10 niggas, then kicking them all out and falling out with niggas. It go from Wack100. It go to, it's happening. It go Wack100. You and Thug didn't end on happy terms. You and Scooter, these just not saying it. You get what I'm saying? Didn't nobody leave 1017 smiling. It's all got something to do with your disorder and bipolar 5150 that you pull. You pull this back to back. Okay, you didn't clear it out the roster again. You asked for a dead man chain. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like I said, he is bipolar like a bitch. So if he had some pussy, it'd probably be good. Cause all bitches with attitudes like that got good pussy. So I said he got some good pussy. You get what I'm saying? And if you, what's wrong with you herders, nigga? Dead homies. Cause on 6-0, I reached out to them and said I told them it was a joke that I made, cuz, but on the dead homies, they know how I'm coming. The reason I'm not at 1017 is cause some gangster shit, nigga. And I dare Gucci to say it ain't. On 6-0, nigga. I upped on every nigga in that studio, nigga. Nigga gonna respect this shit, nigga. They gonna respect the Bricc, period. And any nigga wanna go ahead and elaborate and say I didn't, go ahead, you got the floor, nigga. Ain't no fun when the rapper get the gun, ever.
Yeah, I didn't know the whole context of it.
Yeah, but that's the context, is everybody want to play like it's gay. Nigga, it's weird, bro. Nigga, Gucci's a weirdo. On 60 crib. On Hood, I don't fuck with him. Used to be my favorite rapper, favorite in the world till I met cuz.
Yeah, I've never actually met him. We have one interview that someone else did for us, but I've never even been in the same room as Gucci.
Yeah. That's because I don't know. I can't even tell you why, but I'm just telling you, for me, that's another thing. Like, you think that you could turn the on and off switch, like, it was a rap when he kicked me out the studio with Kid Ink. He kicked me, Longway, and Kid Ink out the studio. I believe me and Longway never returned to that studio again. Him and Longway made up. He came home. They started doing music together, whatever. He called me back because I was in the streets. This, 2013, 14? So it's that 10, 11. Nigga, I was serving lean back then, cause I was just making sure I could tell on myself. Look, I was serving juice. We used to be me, him, Dolph buy 30, 40 pints one day, cash out, drinking probably 2 pints in one day. We all right there getting faded off the act every day, right? So this event goes on. Now, mind you, I'm locked in every day. When I wake up, I get dressed, pull up on Guwap. You get what I'm saying? Ink come, and we got him doing a feature. Ill Will end up doing some interview-ass conversation with Gucci for like 2 hours in the other room. So I guess Gucci was tired of conversing with Ill Will, like, all right, you got the money for the feature? And he's like, oh, man, I don't keep that type of money on me. And it was only $5,000. I had the $5,000 in my pocket. But by the time they come around the corner from arguing, and he's like, it ain't no ATMs open, da-da-da-da, they like, well, everybody get out. I'm too much of a loke for that. Like, you think I ain't finna do nothing, so we hollered afterwards, and then after that, he thought that we was gonna be lean buddies again, and you could just pull up and serve me and then get over it. Nah, you kicked me out like I was a hoe, and that's your shit. So it can't stay there. You get what I'm saying? So ever since then, it just is what it is. When he came home, I seen him. I didn't do no talking to him. I shook his hand. Gucci, I mean, P and QCP and Pee Wee was hollering at Cuz with Cuz. We was at the East Atlanta Center shoots and all that shit. I wasn't saying nothing to him because I already felt a certain type of way. And you fresh out the feds, I don't even want to holler at you on that type of time.
You and Travis Scott got some sort of issue?
No, I don't got no issue. We don't got no issue. That's my boy. But we had little hiccups in our relationships that when the motherfucker go get some money, they can use that as like a, you get what I'm saying? What did you hear me talk about? The girl that we fucked?
Well, it was based on a clip that you had on No Jumper.
Yeah, was it me
It was
talking?
from 12 days ago. Bricc Baby reveals the reason he's beefing with Travis Scott.
So let me just tell you, you guys' word shit fucked up. I'ma just say that now.
Okay, well, let me just say this, because, our relationship is still relatively new. If you ever see a title, and I don't title everything myself.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is not always me. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. If there's ever a title that you have issue with, you have my phone number, just call me.
Oh, 100%.
And we'll fix it. It's
okay.
that easy. This goes for anyone who is on VladTV. Don't just read the title and get mad at me for the rest of your life. Just call me and I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I'm not even the one that's doing it.
Yeah, and
just the title.
Yeah, I understand it because I'm over there at No Jumper, and I know that Adam ain't handpicking these titles either.
Right.
But what it was, we did have a beef over a female back in the day. But I didn't know we was beefing over the female. Mind you, I helped him write Don't Play with him and Big Sean.
Okay.
One of the records that pushed him back into the talks of being Travis Scott, because it was a dead period. Then the record with Big Sean came out, right? So as we in the studio, now I'm telling you, we like every day, me, him, Casey Veggies, a couple other people.
Oh, Casey Veggies.
This
okay.
ain't even from the Thug relationship.
This is from a while ago then.
Yeah, this is before Thug. So this is when Thug is about to get on. This before Mamacita and all that. Like, this turned into that. But I was telling him about this little ratchet little bitch that I was fucking on, and he happened to be fucking the bitch too. But he just was like, oh, I know her. Da-da-da-da. Now, mind you, I don't know that she going to Kanye house up there in Santa Barbara and getting hit and all that shit. She not telling me this. I would have never had this conversation about the bitch in front of it. Cuz, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to Casey, everybody. We just boys, we talking. He go back and feel a certain type of way. So when I see him again, I'm like, bro, what's that? He like, I don't know why you just keep going back and forth about that rat ass bitch. Like, no, nigga, you called her after we was in the fucking studio and made shit weird than a motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? Boom. So later on, and I ain't never really spoke about it, another incident happened at Trav house. But I wasn't there. But it was my folks. I was out of town. It's my people. And somebody got snatched up, stripped, whatever the case. It wasn't Trav. I'm gonna let you know that now. You know what I mean? And I feel like he used that, and he know that these young niggas running wild at the time because them niggas stalled you out based on your relationship with me and Longway. You get what I'm saying? They ain't do nothing to you. Like, your people was up in guns. They was telling your people, shoot, nigga. Them niggas is hoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shoot that motherfucker unless you go do something. And I can't even say them niggas hoes. Everybody in here got love for each other, so nobody wants to kill each other. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna say that they hoes. But that situation, ever since then, like, he'd play like I got his number right now, like I said on the shit. He'd play like he my friend until it's time to do something. Like, we was supposed to do a swap for the song before I went to jail. I was supposed to shoot in the Nike shoot for his first pair of shoes and all this stuff. I did go to jail on it, then I come back home, and he's married to a billionaire or they, you know what I mean? So it's like, you using that to keep me out of the loop, and you know that you made it so big that really I can't do nothing to help you or get at you, so I just be backing up. You know what I mean? Like, you done made it to superstar status where you can act like I'm just a hater and all that shit, so I just don't speak on it and just move on. Like, another reason why I don't care to fuck with niggas no more. You get what I'm saying? I don't plan on fucking with niggas like that.
OG Maco just passed away recently. We've done 3 interviews with him. I did 2 of them myself. Cool dude, talented, original, had a lot of problems. He actually talked about, I believe he had other suicide attempts before. Then he had the whole flesh-eating disease thing and so forth. So I guess he ended up shooting himself in the head. Didn't succeed, but he was put in critical condition.
Yeah.
And ultimately, he was taken off life support.
Yeah, that's what they forget to tell people, that shit. Them bullets don't kill you right away every time.
Yeah, no, I was saying, I remember I did an interview and I'm like, for everyone who's considering taking their own life, like OG Maco might actually survive. And if he thought his flesh-eating disease was bad, imagine going through life after yourself
with
in the
all
head
that head trauma and
surviving.
brain injuries. Like
you're gonna be 100 times more messed up.
Yeah, he probably gonna try it again if he was physically able to.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't know what people are going through, man. 32 is young as hell. I'm 51. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you had any kids or whatever, but like,
Maco, so after he did that,
did you know him at all?
yeah, my bro Keno came down here. He's like one of his producers / like brothers. He was down here before the news had broke, and everybody was when the news had broke, and everybody was posting that he was dead at first, and then I'm like, fake news. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, he hit me like, bro, you the only one we got in the media. Like, just let them know that that's a fake statement. He fighting for his life. We out here right now trying to figure it out, or whatever the case is. But I remember a lot of this, like, stuff, or well, just, you could bleep it if I ain't supposed to use it. But a lot of this talk kind of started when they tried to throw the HIV allegations on him. You remember that?
Nah.
See, years ago, he was on the phone with a girl, and he was talking about his health condition, but he was talking about it in code. And it probably was the flesh-eating disease. And he like, man, I got this shit. I'm sick, whoop, whoop. And everybody was saying that he was running around, passing around HIV or that thereof, AIDS. You know what I mean? Something of the sort.
Yeah, man, it's a sad situation.
Yeah. I don't know. That's why I was like, I know he's been battling with like a whole lot of mental health, but he like a baby goat too, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he would have kept that self-esteem up from when the bitch you guessed it, like, he had opened up a whole new door to a whole new sound back then.
Yeah. Bitch, you guessed it. I thought was dope. And then he even talked about how Beyonce had this music video that pretty much mimicked his music video.
Yeah.
For Bitch You Guessed It.
Bitch You Guessed
I
It.
forgot which one it was, that 7-Eleven song or something like that Beyonce did, but it was like a similar style.
Yeah. She was in the hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember that
all that.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, sad, man. I hate, I talk about the people who died on my platform. I think I'm up to 20 now. And now I have a suicide.
That's the first one?
That's the first one. I don't know anyone else that took their life that I've interviewed outside of Maco. Yeah, that's the only one.
That's crazy.
Nope. I'm wrong. Lil Loaded.
Lil Loaded.
Yeah.
Texas?
Where the hell is he from? No, San Bernardino. He's from LA.
Yeah?
Well, not LA, San Bernardino.
Yeah. Dang, who did he rap with?
By himself. He got signed. He had a really interesting story. He was only 20 years old. He was a kid.
Yeah.
And in fact, we did the interview, then they asked us not to put it out, but then the pandemic hit, and I'm like, listen, I need content for my staff to work on. So if y'all hate my guts for this, whatever. I got to get back to work here. He got on almost like as a fluke because there was like this Polish YouTuber that would like review music videos with like 0 views. And it just so happened that his video, he just put it up and it had 0 views, and he reviewed it, and the song was kind of lit, and he was like kind of going crazy, and it just started attracting a bunch of attention, and the video started to go viral, and then he got signed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't think he really knew how to deal with the
the
fame
industry
and all
like that.
shit.
Yeah.
I think it was like over a girl. I think his girl had left him or something. And man, listen, no girl in the world. Listen, everyone. And I know y'all seeing the whole like Travis situation and with his girlfriend. I'm talking about Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
the Heisman
I know
dude.
you was talking about it as soon as you said
and people think he's simping and whatever else. If you are in your teens or your 20s, this is not going to be the last relationship in your life.
Yeah.
I don't care how in love you think you are. I don't care how much you think that this is your soulmate, how great the sex is, and how nobody else could please you in the same way as this
And
woman.
just know that you just starting off getting
You're
some
just
pussy.
starting
you
off.
just starting. It might be some super pussy
Oh my
that you
God.
ain't unlocked yet.
If I think of what I do these days versus in my 20s,
Yeah.
oh my God. It's not even close.
It's not even close,
Man,
bro.
I'm letting y'all know.
You gotta. This the thing. I feel like it's the drugs with the young kids. Okay, it's the female. Then you got Xanax and you got the opiates, right? Or whatever drug you on. But
Xanax an
Xanax is a
opioid?
terror.
Isn't Xanax
No, I
an
said
opioid?
Xanax and the
You know,
opiate.
gotcha.
Yeah, it's a bit, but it's in the same slump category. But
Yeah.
with the Xanax, you're waking up and the side effects are suicide, like suicidal thoughts
Oh.
and all that stuff. Like that is a thing. You're taking a antidepressant. So that means that when it's not getting rid of your depression or any of your problems, it's just stabilizing your mood during these problems, right? So when this drug and this stabilizer wears off, you're back trying to figure out where you're at life. So if you're not taking it for depression and you're like subconsciously taking it and you waking up mad and arguing with your girlfriend and ready to kill the whole world, it's because you're going through a withdrawal from the all that. These kids are so young that they don't know what withdrawals are. They're not looking up the side effects to the drugs. Because I lost my first girlfriend off of Xanax.
Oh, she died.
No,
Oh.
I was doing all type of crazy shit.
Oh, so she broke up.
She slid.
Okay.
And I didn't understand it till I slowed down and understood the drugs that I was doing and the side effects, and that every time I take a Xanax, I wake up cussing out the whole world and mad at everybody. And she wasn't the reason that I was going through this. You get what I'm saying? And her mom got in her ear and told her some good shit. Her mom didn't know I was on Xanax, but whatever she told her to get the fuck away from me was her best shit that she ever been preached. You know what I'm saying? At that point, that version of me was terrible. And you got to think, I'm fighting demons. I'm in the field at this time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? We don't got to talk too much, but it's like, nigga, I just did some shit that I can't talk about, and it's with me.
So that's where you're taking the drugs?
And the Xanax, I popping them and I ain't paying attention, but when I wake back up, it's like, I could go to the pen any day for the rest of my life right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, a lot to deal with. I remember, one of my close friends who, grew up as a Crip. He said that one day he realized that all of his friends that got killed were all high when they died. So at that point, he said, I'm not doing drugs, I'm not drinking, I'm not smoking, nothing else. And the whole time I've known him, he's been sober.
Yeah.
And he manages like major artists, he does well for himself, but it's an interesting point. It's like, if you look at all your friends who died, were any of them sober when they died?
It's different in my section, Vlad. I want to tell you, like, yeah, some of them was, and a lot of it was that they all was high, but a lot of my homeboys died at the hands of my homeboys. I'm from a whole different, you know, you been in LA a lot, like, that Nipsey just was like the front line of that shit. Like, I done lost most of my, they be like, oh, you didn't slide for this. Like, you right, because my boy killed him. You know what I mean? Like, what I know, and I don't have to say no names or situations, but anybody in my section know that damn near, like, 8 out of 10 gonna be our way.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
Yeah.
That's sad.
That shit, so, I you know what I mean? I don't really know too much about the other side coming to do nothing. Like, it's just all internal type shit. Yeah. Fucked up. Like, I really had to outgrow a whole lot of shit. So I like the drugs for me back then was to cope with what was going on. Now I take drugs and I'm not even in the field or nothing no more. I just be high. Like I'm starting to like slow down. I'm just taking all the drugs and all that shit. And like I did eliminate, this is for the fan, I did eliminate all my pain medication at one point for like probably 2 to 3 weeks. And I was hurt too bad. You get what I'm saying?
So you
and
need to stay on
I'm
pain
taking moderate doses.
Okay. What do you take for pain?
Perks. But I'm also prescribed perks.
You're prescribed perks.
Yeah. But I'm prescribed, well, let me not tell you. I'm prescribed 15. I might be taking more of them than I'm supposed
This
to.
is over the shooting?
Yeah. So I got 2 like major injuries. So I got shot in my tailbone when I was 19. I got shot in my tailbone and it came out my bladder right here. And I had to get surgery on my bladder. But my tailbone, that's what I meant to. If you look up the nerves that's connected to your tailbone and all this stuff right there, it's like the lower neck for your lower body.
Oh, wow.
It's a whole lot of like your sciatic nerves and all that. It all connects here at the tailbone. Then I got hit. So I got nerve damage down my right leg. Then I got hit in my left shoulder and it came out the right side of my neck. So if you look it up, C2 through C6, all right. All this shit over here is what's affected. Like my hand barely moves. Like I could do that. This a 15-year-old problem. But I can make a fist so don't nobody really know unless I tell you. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So those problems are the reason why I double back to the drugs. But drinking liquor, I stopped that 2012, 2013 because of the same shit you talking about. Mm-hmm. Car crashes, being off deck when somebody come by and they come. Like, it always happens at the club. Like, I just lost one of my best friends last December due to him being drunk at the club, not noticing and juggling the knife on him. You know what I mean? And he just go for it. And I'm like, psh.
Yeah, man, a lot of loss. Sorry. And I've never really been around a lot of death until I started doing this for a living. And then it's just like, man, I just interviewed him. Like, what?
Yeah.
Damn, like, man, he was 20-something years old. Wow. Like, oh, shit, he's only 30. Like, damn, like, was it really that serious? Like,
motherfuckers got to stop thinking that them streets is theirs. Like, that's not your block. Them not your streets. You don't owe that street no time. You don't have to stand outside. If you're not sheltered inside of a house and all that, you don't have to stand on the corner. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people who are powerful in the hood, they don't stand outside in the hood. You might be at their dope spot or somewhere where they at. They might come outside and converse for a few seconds a day, but all that holding down the set and outside on foot, you need to figure out a way to maneuver your program where it ain't that easy for a motherfucker to get with you.
yeah, I mean, listen, my early days of VladTV, this was actually before VladTV when it was DVD Vlad. I used to go out to people's hoods. I used to go out to studios. I'd be holding the camera. People are tucking in guns before the interview starts, looking around constantly. Guns are pulled out, during the interview, point at the camera just to,
Bullshit.
stuff that I look at it now going like, man, I was really lucky not to have caught a stray bullet here and there.
Segue. Has anybody ever been shot at from a motherfucker pointing at the camera? Have any cameraman ever been killed or shot over that? Because I'll be thinking about that like, whoa. Just imagine doing a drill video shoot, you the camera guy, and all them chops and shit come out and these niggas drunk and off drugs and shit.
Well, I'll tell you a big example. Alec Baldwin.
You're right. But I thought he had a prop gun on set.
Well, he didn't. It wasn't a prop gun because these guns aren't prop guns, but he didn't know there was a bullet in the chamber.
Oh,
The gun was handed to him, and there was an armory expert that's supposed to make sure the gun is clean.
Yeah.
And he was given a gun that had a bullet in it.
Oh, wow.
Not knowing. Wasn't his fault. Yeah, I just interviewed his brother, Stephen Baldwin. We talked about this.
So did they take the armory dude to jail, the expert?
I believe that they're charged as well.
Because I was about to say, because somebody has to be, because I know
someone's
he beat
responsible
the
for it.
case, right?
Yeah, he beat it, and I guess there was some dirty cop shit going on where they try to
Yeah.
hide some of the evidence or whatever
Yeah.
else. But yeah, no, it was that's an example of
Yeah.
pointing a gun at the cameraman and the gun going off and the cameraman dying.
Oh, so the cameraman was the one that
Well,
got
it was a
shot.
female.
Or was
The
it the
director,
female?
I believe, was like a female director.
Oh, I thought she was like an extra or some shit. That's crazy as hell. Yeah, don't play with fucking guns.
He killed
That happened to Bruce Lee also, right?
the cinematographer, Helena Hutchins.
Wow.
Yeah, Bruce Lee's son, same thing, a gun.
Or was it Bruce Lee said he wasn't a junior? What was his name?
Brandon Lee. I think.
Brandon Lee. Yeah.
These things happen on set, man, with guns. This is why you need actual experts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just don't even play that gun pointing shit. Like, I've been shot before, so it's like certain shit I'm not even finna do. I'm not finna point a gun at you. I'm not finna play, unless I'm trying to do something to you. But I don't play with guns. I don't drive fast in cars. My brother, my only blood brother, like, I got a lot of brothers that, like, stepbrothers. Well, I got 2 stepbrothers that grew up with me my whole life, but my only blood brother died in a car crash, so I don't play with that driving fast. I don't want your Scat Pack, your Lambo. I don't want none of that shit. And I don't play the gun thing, because I done been shot, and I done seen niggas kind of go brain dead off of accidents before.
Yeah, my man Justo, who did the mixtape awards,
Yeah.
one of the early people that really like took me under his wing when I moved to New York. You know, I won 2. I won a mixtape of the year award and a mashup of the year award. Under his watch. He was like driving back and forth from New York to like I think North Carolina or something to go see his son.
Yeah.
Fell asleep behind the wheel, died. That quick.
That shit crazy, bro. Yeah, that shit is crazy. Yeah, that car ain't nothing to play with. It's like you think you got control of it, but just know that you're going 80, 90 miles per hour. So when you lose control, it's faster than you've ever been going in your life. You don't even know what that impact is until you meet it.
Yeah, I mean, look at the DOC.
Yeah, that's the one with the voice box.
Yeah, I mean, DOC was considered one of the hottest rappers out.
Yeah.
Just had like a huge album,
Yeah.
and but he was just a notorious alcoholic. And I know Doc. I've interviewed him. Like we talk. We've had dinner together. Like, he was basically drunk as hell all the time. He got pulled over, drunk.
And went on the high speed.
Well, no, he didn't go on a high speed. He got pulled over, and when the cops go to give him a ticket, they see all the plaques in his back seat, and they're like, "Oh, are you a rapper?" He's like, "Oh, I'm with NWA." Oh, I think they took pictures with him, and they basically just let him go, let him get back in his car. Got back in his car drunk, fell asleep behind the wheel, crashed into a tree, went through the windshield. I think his teeth were like found in the tree and everything else like that. Slashed up his vocal cords.
Yeah, damn. On my boy's story, that nigga Rad, when he was on the way to me on New Year's, somebody had got catapulted out that car through the front windshield 30 feet on the freeway. You just saw him leaking. He posted it. You just saw him leaking. It was over with. But yeah, sheesh. My whole thing is with the police is like, even if you was his friend, if you smelt that liquor and he couldn't pass the test.
No, it wasn't his friend. They were just fans.
No, I'm just saying, even
Yeah.
if you was a fan of him type shit. It's
No,
like,
you
look,
should have, at the very least.
like, pull up. Let me take you to the house. I know you don't want to. Let
Yeah,
me call
or
you a cab.
something. I'm gonna just take your keys.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna let you drive.
yeah.
But this is before cell phones.
Yeah,
you
but
know
then
what I mean?
you don't.
Like,
Then you don't want to leave a rapper stranded in the middle of the street either. But
yeah, but
I'd rather-
he would have survived.
exactly.
I mean, well, he survived anyways, but he would
But
have
he would've
survived
been
intact.
straight.
And what's interesting is that like his voice was messed up, and everyone else is going on tour. Their albums are blowing up and whatever else. So he had all the scar tissue on his throat, and the doctors like just let it heal for a while longer. Later on, we could actually worry
Fix
about
something.
removing some of it. He didn't want to wait. He went and found a doctor that was like, okay, fine, I'll remove the scar tissue right away, and that caused even more problems. So,
Damn.
But now there's AI, so you could actually possibly come out with a whole new album
And just
using
fucking
AI.
just
you
lip
never
sync
know.
that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Just take the voice and put it in there. You can write the lyrics.
I've been trying to learn it. I've been spending a couple hours a day on one of those AI apps with the music, because I'm gonna get my producer credits off that AI shit.
Look, there's this dude named Ace Vane. He's this internet comedian dude that makes these like funny videos, and he has multiple videos of me interviewing people, but it's not really me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a
Yeah.
video of me interviewing Donald Trump. There's a video of me interviewing Michael Myers, and I'm listening to it going like, because sometimes people like take clips from my other interviews and put them in to make it sound
and make
good.
it seem like you asked that question.
But he's actually
prompting it to say
no, but he's actually speaking. I'm speaking about specific things in the video. I'm like, so I called him out. I'm like, how did you create this? He goes, oh, it's just AI. I just kept running it over and over again until we finally got it right.
That's
and I
crazy.
can't really tell the difference. And that's
Yeah.
me.
And your voice goes from low to high. Like you have a certain pattern that you talk in, like a cadence that you talk in. So for them
all
to
that
get
can be
that
mimicked.
down, yeah, that's
Man,
crazy.
listen, I'm gonna say VladTV is gonna go on forever. Even after I'm gone, it's still gonna be VladTV interviews done by DJ Vlad.
For sure.
Yeah,
but like I said, I'm not really using it for the vocal end, but I don't know how to.
Yeah, how to play instruments.
But I know how I want them to sound.
Right. So AI could do that. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Lil Uzi Vert says that BBLs are underrated. Now keep in mind his girlfriend is JT from the City Girls.
Big BBL.
Who has a big old BBL, right?
Yeah.
He says BBLs actually get a lot of hate. Only people that be hating on BBLs, especially in the boy community, is the ones that got no BBL girls. BBLs are lit. They cool. If a woman want to make herself look better in their eyes, I'm with it. Now what's interesting is I did a poll on my Twitter. 1,300 people voted. I said, pick one, BBL or flat booty. The flat booty barely beat the BBL out. 50.7%.
Because you put flat booty.
Well, yeah.
You supposed to put natural, because natural booty ain't flat.
Listen, everyone will pick the natural booty. That's not a fair comparison.
Yeah.
Girls who get BBLs have flat booties usually.
So
no one with a big old natural booty gets a BBL.
So I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I'm a natural body type dude. If your body is sagging and you want to get it back together, I'm cool with that. If you want to just get the gut removed because of, like, gastric surgery always been a thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like you don't want to be, if you get to the point to where you're not healthy and the only thing that can help you is maybe a surgery and then you can get back on. So, all right, I'm not against BBLs, but these dudes that like natural bodies, they just cheap niggas. These BBL bitches have high standards and high, how do you say that shit?
Expectations?
Not expectations, but maintenance.
Yeah.
It's high maintenance.
Listen, no one gets a BBL and then takes the bus home.
Exactly.
Right? They get picked up in the bands.
Yeah, so
right?
it's like, you know, to have a bitch with a BBL, this bitch already went to go spend a dub on her body, 15,000 on her body. You know the bitch want the purse. You know she wants to be. What did she do it for?
She got to earn that money back.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you niggas that say y'all don't like bitches with BBL, maybe because y'all confidence hasn't reached the level to where it's like, all right, this bitch got a BBL. Like, bitch, you high maintenance, bitch, but either you gonna figure it out for yourself or I'm rich enough to take care of you. You get what I'm saying? Because that same high maintenance bitch can get you to the next level if you turn her on to the right shit. And I'm not trying to put nobody in no fucked up situations and turn them into no pimps, but you go get a bitch that had a flat ass. She got a BBL. Well, obviously, she's one of those people that want to show off her body. Bitch, go post that shit on OnlyFans and go get a rose and go handle that. And now your high maintenance bitch is paying you off now. You get what I'm saying? I don't know.
Listen, man, I got nothing against BBLs. In the
neither.
beginning, I think when the BBL technology wasn't all that great, you know, you had these really hard, BBLs. That was like a kind of a turnoff. But as time went on, and you had the Dr. Miamis of the world, and people that actually
but you
know
got
what
to
they're
get the
doing.
thighs to match, though.
Well, you get the thighs to match.
You got to
of
get
course.
the thighs to match.
You know, but
That's
they
the
can
only
do that.
thing.
They can do that now, and I'm just saying, I've I've experienced some great BBLs over the years, man. I'm not mad at them. And
The way
you know,
looking at that screen, talking about you, he just went back into one of them pussies, bro.
I don't know, you just start
you
dreaming
just-
about the shit. Yeah, no, listen. I will take a BBL over a flat booty any day of the week. Any day of the week. I will take a BBL over a flat booty any day of the week.
The flat booty bitches could take all the dick.
That's cool.
They
but,
like
but then you look
skinny-
down and then you know you gotta stay hard.
It's all pussy, like a fat pussy that's squirting off. It's
That's
gonna
cool
keep me
too.
in the game.
I like skinny chicks as well, but I like thicker women as a whole. Like, you know what I mean?
I do too.
So since
I
like,
get where you coming from.
Like, in terms of the body type that I like, I'll take the BBL over the flat booty any day of the week.
I like the big booty little titties.
That's cool too.
I
You're
don't
talking-
like, and little is like a B cup. I
That's
just
cool,
don't
too.
like the super huge titty, super huge booty. You get what I'm saying? It's
I like it
the
all,
bop
man.
with the boom boom. I like every bitch. That's what everybody don't understand about me. Like, I can find something I like in the
Really?
ugliest female.
Nah, I'm picky.
I'm fucked up.
I'm picky.
That's why my
I salute
number
you.
is high.
I wish I was more like you.
That's why my number is high. Let me be on the right concoction, and it's too late at night. It's like, damn, you was ugly 4 hours ago. But right now at 5:30 in the morning, baby, you a dime.
Yeah, man, listen, at the end of the day, if you could afford it and if you do it legally and you don't go out to, you know, out of the country where the shit is like $1,000 or some other shit,
Yeah,
you know,
you
get
dying.
it. Yeah, I mean, look at
Who
DC.
want to pay $1,000 for a surgery? Any doctor that only want a couple bands to cut me open and transfer the fat, I ain't fucking with him. It's just a jug to him at that point. You taking
Nah,
the
I feel
fine.
you. And a lot of the doctors that lose their medical licenses go to DR and continue to work.
Keep on fucking people up.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. But, you know, you look at DC Young Fly's girl. She died after getting her BBL and her old mommy makeover thing. Kanye's mom, she died, you know, having her body redone. I mean, listen, I understand social media. People can be mean. You know, people can say nasty shit. People say fucked up shit about me all day long, regardless of whatever, right? But, you know, it's not worth risking your life over. And especially with a BBL, that's the most dangerous surgery you could have, period. So don't try to cut corners because you're going to end up losing your life in the process.
100%. But people, like, this is one thing for, like, if your body is worth badgering, if you're getting badgered about your body, this is what you got to understand. And it's cliche. They hated Jesus, right? But what I want to say is that people believed in Jesus. Everybody believes in Jesus and nobody believes in themselves, right? And I know it doesn't really go with what we saying, but for the people who are getting shamed for their bodies, it's a lot of people, because like we get shamed for the shit that we say, but we tapped into the inner us where we done found the God within where it don't matter whatever come off our tongue, like me, you, Adam, and Wack, and certain people, whatever come off my tongue, we ready to live with it, whatever the fuck comes with it or whatever, not on no tough shit, because we tapped into our inner being and we know that we being true to ourselves. It's not a book of what we follow. And I don't know what your religion is and if you are atheist or not or whatever, but I know from being around you that
You
you
talking about
tapped on with you tapped in
Yeah,
with
well,
your
I'm-
inner God. You know that
yeah.
you're a God too.
Yeah, I'm Jewish, and I'm not religious. I mean, I'm relatively an atheist is how I look at it. I feel like
Yeah.
this is what we got. But I do believe in myself, and I believe that my decisions ultimately determine the outcome and so forth. And look, man, I know I'm not like a male model. You know, I know I'm not the most handsome, pretty boy out there, but I know who I am.
Exactly.
And I have confidence in who I am. And, you know, if you look at, you know, the women that have been in my life, I've had some beautiful women throughout my life.
For sure.
And I have that confidence. I could walk up to anybody these days.
Yeah.
I don't care whether you're an A-list actress, Instagram model,
Yeah, but they always
female
gonna have
rapper.
an opinion.
You know, I you know, because I feel like I walk in with a reputation. And that's the thing. When you bring in reputation, you bring in fame, everything else like that, where a woman already knows who you are before you explain yourself, that brings interactions into a whole different level. Like, I don't even know what it's like to date. Like, you know,
sure.
these days. Like,
For
you know, I can
sure.
imagine trying to go on Tinder or something like that. Like, I can't even, Like that sound crazy to me. Like, you know,
I was just saying that shit too. It's like I was seeing somebody on Tinder when I was out of town. I'm like, bro, like social media has fucked up the world. Like, you know, it's a bar right downstairs where you could go socialize and find you somebody to where you not swiping. It's just like, I felt like a dating website is just so weird because if I get a Tinder, I'm just trying to fuck. You get what I'm saying? Like, so all them bitches, like, they call, like, you call them and they like, oh, so you want to hang out, get to know each other? Like, no. Like, bitch, we're a match.
yeah.
We're supposed to fuck, right? Like, I'm not about to get my future wife off an app. It's just not going that way. I can't. I'm not even thinking that far with a bitch I met off an app.
Yeah, and look, man, Lil Uzi's girl has had a lot of work done. I think she looks good.
Yeah.
You know? And of course, he's not going to down his own girl. Like, you know, he's going to big her up.
100%.
And you know something? He probably likes that shit.
And he
in real
probably
life.
got some work done, too.
Possibly. I
Little
mean, he had a
cute
damn
cuz.
diamond on his forehead. All types of piercings, you know what I mean? Like,
That's a weird relationship because you got the gangster bitch with the square dude. You really
she
don't
gangster,
get the
though?
gangster
Well, I guess,
bitch.
you know,
She
she
from
did a
out
bunch
the
of
project,
jail
so it don't
time
matter
and-
if she is.
No, she was locked up. No, I remember.
She was in jail when I was in jail.
Because I remember like QC had reached out for us to interview the City Girls, but one of them was locked up, so it was just gonna be like Young Miami. We ended up passing. This is before they ended up kind of blowing up, but yeah, like JT was locked up in the beginning. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm like. She a gangster, so like you would think that Lil Uzi would be with like a Riri or something like Riri. You get what I'm saying? He got.
yeah, it's an odd couple,
He
man.
went to
It's
go get the project bitch, even though she was booming. But it's like, yeah, it's I. And then he gotta rock with that. He might get his ass whipped. Hell yeah, he left BBLs.
oh no, I can see JT beating him up, kind of like Megan probably beat up Tory. Like,
for
you know?
sure.
I can totally see that. There was even like some award show where I think like someone ended up sitting next to her, Uzi, and she like
yeah,
cussing
she
him
didn't
out.
like it. Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
that.
and so forth. Yeah, I think
and
the things.
it looked very controlling.
Yeah.
I seen it. It was like the BB came out of her. The black bitch was coming out of her. You can't say yeah, but I know you probably dealt with a couple black females.
Oh, most of my relationships with
and when a black girl is entitled, I don't think she gives a fuck about your muscles or nothing because they get to punching on big old gangbangers. I'm like, these,
yeah,
like...
I've dealt with some abusive women over the years. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
you know.
overall, I go, it depends. I got every type. It depends because it's
You
like
everyone
it's
though,
who
man. Like I said, I'm jealous.
It's like
I
who,
wish I didn't have a type. I
Yeah.
wish that every woman was beautiful in my eyes, and I could be attracted to every single person out there. Unfortunately, I have a type. Now that type has changed over the years. I've been more open about it because I realized, like, you know, you got to look past just specific physical
features.
things.
Yeah,
Because
that's what it is.
you know, because there's a lot more to offer in the person, and over time I've become like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, look, you know, at one time I said I didn't like BBLs, then I met a girl with a BBL who I really liked. You know what I mean?
And it's like,
one time,
do you want to
you know,
spend your life dealing with the South Beach keto diet female that wants fresh pressed juice every morning and fucking like, that whole life and them always talking down on people who aren't healthy, like, bitch, I just want you for the weekend. Like, give me a more down-to-earth bitch for the lifetime. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. Like, I will love you for this weekend. But
Women-
let's just do this once a month, though.
women are great, man. I think like there is nothing, you know, there's nothing like spending time with a woman that you're vibing with. Just sitting
sure.
up all day in bed watching TV, ordering food, smoking
Even
weed.
the
like,
arguments are even better than
I'm not into
the woman
arguments.
that you vibing with. You rather argue with her than be with any other female. It's like even if we
I don't-
mad
I
at
don't-
each other.
I'm not co-signing that because
No, I'm not saying the argument. It's like I'd rather be mad at you and still with you than be with this new bitch that I gotta figure out all her. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
gotta
but
figure
even,
out how to treat this bitch now. It's like it's cheaper to keep her.
Yeah, but the relationship, but meeting someone new and getting into them, man, like I never get tired of that. Like I never get tired of like vibing with someone.
That's cool.
You know?
But you see, I think that that's the weekend. That's the week.
That's the
bitch.
weekend,
Like, yeah, it's
right.
like I love meeting new females and learning them. But then it's like, okay, when I figure him out, I'm not trying to wait 6 months to figure out you not the one for me. It's like, I kind of got to judge the book for the cover. Let's get it in.
Yeah,
Whenever it fades out, whenever you stop calling, I stop calling, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's
you
cool,
know what I mean?
Right. I feel you. I feel you. That's how we're going to end it. Bricc Baby, man, always a pleasure.
Don't be late. Don't be late. We back in here, man. Y'all go check out that new music I've been dropping. I done dropped like 4 or 5 singles last month. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the run right now. I'm back in my mode, man.
That's what it is. Till next time.
You
Peace.
already know. Don't be late.